really hard one, man. Like, on top of everything, we got to play Villa in the FA Cup third round. It's just like, it's just a kick in the teeth. You know, Villa, one of the most informed teams in the Premier League right now. Morgan Rogers smashing everyone off the park. Ollie Watkins back on form now. John McGinn starting to score goals in the last couple of games. I mean, they've just got a good team that is functioning so well right now. And look, you can say what you want about, you know, sometimes they don't perform, but they can always put the ball in the back of the net, that's for sure. They've got quality. We concede a lot of goals from the edge of the area. They score a lot of goals from the edge of the area. So it's kind of a recipe for disaster, to be honest. But is there any way that Spurs can cope through?
Look, I don't think they're I think they're a good team, don't get me wrong. And they're running very, very hot at the moment. Obviously, last three, they've only won one. So maybe, you know, after an 11-game winning streak, a bit of a dip there. Obviously getting really torn apart by Arsenal on that occasion. And look, yeah, they drew 0-0 with Crystal Palace in midweek. So I don't think they're an incredible, like, unstoppable force like Villa. I don't think they're on the level of, even though they're level with Man City and whatever, I don't think they're that amazing, as much as they're a very good team.
You don't need to be an incredible, unstoppable force and an amazing team to beat Spurs.
No, I'm 100% right. I'm just putting the case forward. Like, I think they're beatable. I think they've probably massively overperformed their results in the last 12 games, couple of months. Ironically, I think it started with Spurs, didn't it? They beat us, and then they just went on this incredible run. When actually, you cast your mind back to October, we were favourites for that game. They were on bad form. We weren't playing well. We were getting the results, and we went into that game thinking we should win.
Yeah.
And we went 1-0 up. It was looking like, okay, Spurs are going to win this game. They turned it around in a game we probably could have got something out of, to be honest.
Yeah.
And we ended up losing. They scored just 2 great goals. But that's what they've just been pulling those things out the bag. Those just long-range efforts, those bits of quality, which have seen them through. It's an incredible run of a hot streak they've been on in scoring those kind of just goals from outside the box. I've never seen anything like it, to be honest. Just how consistently they've done it. It's quite incredible. So, in terms of just a game of football and a one-off game, they definitely give you chances. They're not impenetrable. Their defence isn't fantastic in terms of they do leak goals, they do concede, and they do give you chances. Whether we're going to take advantage of that is one thing, and whether we're going to be good enough to keep them out and not allow them shots from outside the box is another thing as well. So I think all points suggest that they're probably going to get over the line in this one, but I don't think it being a one-sided game. It'd probably be a close game, to be honest. Now, hopefully, the fact that it's a cup game, hopefully Frank will just go for it more. You know, the fact we can't draw, right? So if you win or you lose, there's no drawing here, so you can't just settle for a draw in this game. So hopefully that leads to us being a bit more adventurous, going for it, going at them. I do think we can hurt them. I mean, not with the way we play. I'm saying with the players we have, I think we can hurt them. With if Tell can play like he did the other day, I think we can create chances against them. Set pieces as well. I think we can get some joy from set pieces. We're second for goals scored from corners, so that's something. So I think there is reasons to believe that we have a chance, but when you look at how Villa have been getting results and everything, obviously they're going to be coming to this super confident, and even if they do go 1-0 down, I don't think it'll affect them. I think they'll still, they won't panic. They've come back before so many times. We've obviously given up leads as well, so they will not think, oh, we're in trouble here, even if they're losing. But I think when I look at their team and our team, and I look at how the game could go, I think we could. I do think we have a chance.
The problem with this game is the lack of options Spurs have, particularly to change a game going into the last half an hour. With the bench, which we went through, is going to be very weak. Like, are there enough options on there to come on, make an impact in the last half an hour, where Villa probably come on really strong in most games?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They've got, Donny Almarlon comes on, makes a difference. They've got players to come off the bench and make an impact, where, we've played so many games. We're going to tire probably going into that last half an hour, and I think that's where it's going to be won and lost, in my opinion. And I see that being a really bad situation for Spurs.
Yeah, I'm looking at their bench. I mean, it doesn't scream. But they've got Buendia, they've got Marlon, so that's good. But it doesn't like scream massive amount of quality. But they've obviously got a better first team than us and Rodgers. I think the key thing is in midfield as well. Kamara, Tielemans, McGinn. They've been brilliant. They've been absolutely brilliant, especially Tielemans. Well, all of them, to be honest. They've been absolutely fantastic. So that is obviously something that we're going to struggle to control that area. And I think midfield is the key area when you're playing against Villa, because they play a mid-block. So if you win that midfield, then I think you can really take the game to them and you can open them up. But if they win that midfield battle, it becomes very, very difficult for you to control the game.
Yeah, the problem is that they're so high on confidence. We've got like a fractured dressing room with going at fans, and there's just such a toxic atmosphere at Spurs right now. It's just hard to envisage a way that we can win this game, to be honest. And you've got players in this Aston Villa team that are improving throughout the season. You know, Morgan Rogers has just improved as the whole season has gone on. Tielemans improving as the whole season has gone on. John McGinn has been in and out of the team, but he's starting to click these last few weeks. You've got Ollie Watkins improving as the season has gone on. You've got Matty Cash is probably having his best season ever in his career. I think Matty Cash has been a revelation for Aston Villa this season. He's been fantastic. So you've got Emi Buendia, who's having a really good season for Aston Villa as well. So you've got all these players that are improving throughout the season, and then you've got Spurs who are just fighting with their own fans, and Spurs fans booing the manager off every game, and it's just like, how? I don't see a way that Spurs can win this.
And I do fear this game in particular could be a bit of a boiling point, because it's the FA Cup. It actually is more important at the moment than the league games for us, and it's because it's probably our final chance to win any kind of silverware this season. And I think, especially being at home, if we do lose and it's a poor performance again, and you know we're on the pitch, we're not going for it or whatever, I can see this being a real boiling point for the fans and at home, and a real maybe breaking point, to be honest. I do wonder if we go out of the FA Cup, will it be the end for Frank? I
was speaking to a lot of fans at Bournemouth, and everyone was saying the same thing. If we lose to Villa, that's it for him. He won't be in a job past the Villa game. Do you believe that's the case?
I think it's possible, to be honest. I think they really want to let him see it out. So I don't think that they're going into this game thinking if he loses, he's out. I do think there's a chance, though, that when we do lose, the emotion and the toxicity is so strong, they decide, okay, we have to make a change, and they think maybe we just interim it in the league, try and get some better performances, and try and get some fans on side. And with the league being so tight, maybe we can climb the table. Maybe that's how they feel. I don't think the plan right now is. I don't think right now they're saying you have to win this game or you're out. I don't think that's the case. I do think there could be a reaction. You do.
I don't think they're going to sack him.
No,
I don't think they'll sack him if we lose this game. I genuinely feel that Vinay thinks he's got his Mikel Arteta 2.0 on his hands right now, and I feel like they're going to stick through it through thick and thin. I don't know if he'll last past the summer, but I think in terms of this season, I think he's going to stay here till the summer.
It depends how bad it gets.
Because we're not going to get relegated. We're far away from relegation.
13 points.
Yeah. So
no, we're not getting relegated.
Like, I feel like they're just gonna.
But they don't they expect Europe? Do they not expect us to get back into Europe this season?
They probably do expect it, but you know, I don't know. Expectancy changes throughout the season, and maybe they just feel like we've got our guy, and over the long term, it will serve us a better purpose in their mind.
Yeah, and I think they're wrong, but. Yeah,
whether they're wrong or right, but I think that's the way they're looking at it right now.
Yeah, but that can change as well.
Yeah, of course. And I think that will come at the end of the season.
Yeah, I just feel like because it's the FA Cup, if we go out in the third round and kill any chance we have of silverware this season.
Apparently, Basuma's just got sent off.
That is so funny. I think there might be an emotional reaction. I think if I'm a betting man, I would say. What's his yellow card here? Maybe he's got a yellow. Red. I would say there might be an emotional reaction after this loss if we do lose. especially if it's a bad performance and we go out with a whimper. I think there could potentially be an emotional reaction from this board, because as long as the manager's got something to really fight for silverware-wise, I guess he's always got a chance. But once that goes, but then again, to be fair, we are still in the Champions League. I know we've got no chance of winning it, but is it only fair to give him that as well? Maybe.
Look, in my mind, we're only 8 points away
from
binning off the league, and so we can focus on the Champions League.
We're only 8 points away.
Yeah, 8 more points and we should be safe.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, easier said than done. Second yellow. I mean, I would. I'm not joking, to be honest. I would obviously go full strength in the if we are right now where we are in the league, and we are still in the Champions League, I'd obviously go second string Premier League and go full in.
However, the level of opposition is just a little bit different, isn't it?
Still, you've got to give it your best shot.
Yeah.
You've got to give it your best shot.
Yeah.
I remember last season when I think we had some panel shows and people asked me next season if we're in the Champions League and we're in the same situation this season, would you accept bidding off the league to focus on that? I'm like, hell yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
Because why not? You got to give yourself the best chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously it probably not going to make a difference anyway. But if we do, if we don't, whereas last season it definitely did make a difference. If we do get through this tie, though, could this be a turning point? Could this be something that maybe, focus on this FA Cup? And really, the only thing we can get some joy out of this season is maybe this. If we can get through this tie, going forward, a few kinder ties, and all of a sudden you can find yourself in the quarters or a semi-final. You
never know. You never know. Football is a very strange game, and you've seen teams in the past not going well in the league. The FA Cup comes round or a different cup comes round, and you see a different kind of performance.
Here's a question right now.
Yeah.
As of
hypothetical?
9th,
what hypothetical you bringing me now?
17th in an FA Cup.
Would I take 17th in an FA Cup right now?
Yeah.
Probably.
I would. I think right now I would, given what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
If you offered me, we're going to win an FA Cup and finish 17th and get in Europa League, fuck it.
But what's the other side of the hypothetical?
Other side, we don't know what we're going to do, but...
Yeah, well, we don't know if we're going to finish 17th or win an FA Cup. That's a hypothetical, so...
Yeah, would that be acceptable for you?
What's the alternative, though?
We finish 7th.
Finish 7th?
Yeah.
And no cups?
Yeah.
I'll take 17th and the FA Cup.
I think I'll take 17th.
But would you take... All right, here's why. Would you take...
But does Frank keep his job if it's 17th in the FA Cup?
No, you won't.
No, you won't keep his job.
17th in FA Cup or 6th? Back in the Europa League.
But you get Europa League either way.
True. You do get... Yeah, that's true. So 5th.
FA Cup.
Back in the Champions League.
Okay, 5th, I'll probably take 5th.
You take 5th?
I'll take 5th. But my point being is... My point in asking the question is, right now, the season's going as it is.
Yeah.
Right, if I asked you at the beginning of the season, you might say no. But I'm asking you now because look how the season's going. If I offered you a bit of happiness at the end of this season in an FA Cup, even when finished 17th, you're probably saying, yeah, probably, because right now it looks like I'm not going to get any happiness or any joy in terms of league position, trophies, whatever. So if you got me a guaranteed, I'm getting an FA Cup even if we finish 17th, I'm probably taking that.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, 2 trophies in the last 2 years.
We're serial winners. Serial winners. Would you take it? Let's see in the chat. I reckon the chat will probably take it. I guess. Would you take 17th?
Do we beat Arsenal in the semis?
Yeah, we beat Arsenal in the semis.
All right, 100%. 100% I'm taking it. Did Arsenal win the league?
Oh.
Because that's what happened in 91. We beat Arsenal in the semis. Arsenal won the league.
Arsenal... Arsenal win the league. They're going to win the league either way.
God. But I guess if we do finish 7th, it does show that, we've had a better second half of the season than we did first.
We would have had a better second half of the season, yeah.
Yeah. So
how many points we are off 7th? We're
like 4 or something, 4 or 5.
What were we going to say?
Because if we finish 7th, it probably means that Frank has done enough to keep his job.
We're 5 points off 7th at the moment.
Yeah, but you obviously need to maintain the good run, don't you? So
yeah, he would have probably he would have turned it around somewhat. If we were to finish 7th.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah, he would have. Yeah, he would have.
But look, for me, this is the most important game of the season so far. It has to be.
Yeah, it is. That's my point. Yeah, my point is we don't look like we're finishing in where we want to in the league. You never know, but I'm saying right now it doesn't look like it. So if you offered me an FA Cup, even if it meant finishing 17th, given how we're looking, I'd probably, if you told me that was going to happen, I'd probably take it. But I think this is so important for me. I think just to keep interest in the season alive, keep some element of being able to achieve something this season alive. I think it's so important.
We can't be without European football next season. It's just to be a massive, massive kick in the teeth. After winning a European competition last season, to not be in it next season will be disgraceful.
Yeah,
it will be. Not to finish in the top 6, 7. Like, the squad is good enough. I don't care what anyone says. The squad is good enough to finish in the top 7.
I agree.
I really don't care what anyone says.
The problem now is with the injuries.
Right now,
injuries.
In the current state, it's not. In the current state, it's not. We need massive help in January.
Yeah, we need massive help, and Frank is really stuck now because he desperately needs results because we're 14th.
Yeah,
and that's unacceptable. And we don't. He obviously is not going to have the Europa League to save him or whatever. And also, we've just been shocking, like how no one enjoys the football, whatever. So he really needs results. But how is he going to get results amidst this injury crisis? But the thing is, unlike last season, unlike Ange, where we had obviously a 5th place finish and we had some good early season games and we had the Europa League that kind of soaked up. Although it was very negative a lot around the club last season, given how we were losing games amidst the injury crisis, obviously I guess the board and some fans felt like, look, get the players back, we'll start playing good football again, or we have the Europa League run to focus on once we get these players back, and that's something to focus on. And, we finished 5th last season, given the benefit of the doubt. Frank doesn't have any of that. He has none of those caveats.
Yeah.
So there's not much for him to fans to cling on to if we are losing games, even if it is amidst the injury crisis, unlike last season where there are a few mitigating things you can cling on to.
Yeah.
Like, you can't sit and say if he gets the injuries players back, we'll start playing good football, because we never were playing good football.
Yeah, which is true. But also the caveat to that is that he's only just got the job at the start of the season.
But it's also, I understand that, but that unfortunately that's a hand he's been dealt.
Yeah.
You can only go on what we've seen.
Yeah, it's true. And look, like I've said on a number of occasions now, nothing that I've seen from Frank suggests that he should be our manager for the long term.
I feel bad for him now because I feel like it's destined to go one way at this point, given the injuries.
The thing is, however bad it's been under Frank, I have seen a few things over the last 3, 4, 5 games where has shown steps in the right direction is probably a bit too strong, but more positive signs.
Okay, but have you seen enough to suggest if we were to keep losing games, even if it's amidst an injury crisis, that what you've seen is enough to cling on to?
No, definitely not.
That's my point.
Definitely not. But if the injuries didn't come,
that's fine. But
it could have happened. You don't know that.
But we're talking about hypotheticals. I don't disagree with you, but I'm talking about how the fans are going to react to what I expect.
I think the fans have already made up their mind, in my opinion, that Frank ain't the right man for the job. And I think it's clear for everyone to see. You don't boo a manager this violently after every game, home and away fans, if he's the right man for the job.
I was watching the James Alcott podcast the other day, when I came in, and he was taking some data from polls that he saw from this guy who's called Fan Narrative on Twitter, and he did some research about how in or out people are with Frank. And from his research, he concluded that Tottenham fans are more out on Frank than they were with Levy.
Really? I mean,
they're more Frank out than they were Levy out. When like last season.
I can actually see that, to be honest, because there was still a large section of the fan base that were not Levy out. Obviously, the noise was big because of the protests and stuff like that, but that was still a very small percentage of the actual stadium. I feel like, yeah, I mean, that doesn't really surprise me that much, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's mad to think about that's the case. Yeah,
All right.
we got Here We Go.
All right, well, anyway, that's the match preview. Let's end that one.